Hey, sorry everyone. I'm back. I have no idea what happened. But such is life. We start all over again. We're like, don't care. If we have to start all over again, we will. And that's what we did. Okay, let me see if Janel is still there or not. Because he could be like, whatever. Okay, we will go to Janel at. Oh, yeah, here he is. Janel, I've added you. Hey, man.
Hey,
Sorry. My apologies.
all good, all
Okay,
good.
let me let me start all over again, and we'll take it from where it is. So your question, which was a great question, was why is it that most of the world outside of India is ready to pay for convenience, ready to pay for their time being saved, and why is it that India does not go to that? And what I was saying was, I see India as three countries. The first one are people like you and I,
Mm,
people mostly on this call who come from privilege, who have a stable income, who have a financial backing, who have choices that they make because of that financial backing. And those are greatly reflective of what the developed market outside are, but our number is really, really small. To give you a sense, there are no more than about 50 million Indians who fall into this bracket, which
yeah.
is not an exciting size at all because that's
Mhm.
like one fifth of the US or
Yeah.
hardly anything of any place else. Then
Yeah.
there is this bulk about 200 to 250 million people that is India too. And that is the middle class. You and I are not middle class. We think we're middle class, but we're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
rich.
Absolutely.
We're just
Yeah.
we're just really rich. We just compare ourselves to Mukesh Ambani and feel poor, but we're really rich. The middle
I
class
agree.
is the Uber driver, the one who's plying the rickshaw, the one who's a street vendor, and so on. They are the ones whose incomes are between 10 to 12,000 or so a month. And
Hmm.
those are the ones that are 200 to 250 million people. And then there
Yeah.
is this bulk of a billion people that are just poor. They're just
Yeah.
poor.
Yeah.
They are sub-Saharan Africa. They are living on nowhere more than $5 a day. And
Yeah.
that is where bulk of the country is. So when we look at India and we see 1.3 billion people, we're like, oh my God, that's such a massive market. But when you start slicing and dicing, you realize that people like you and I, who truly value our time and convenience, are not that many. And you can't build a sizable business just on 50 million people.
Hmm.
And if you have to then wait for the next 200, 250 to come in, you just have to wait for the GDP growth to happen. And it's going to take, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years. Who
True. True.
knows? But that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been thinking like if I want to make something, I would want to make something for the top 1%, because those are the people who are going to pay. Those are the people who are going to invest in status. Those are the people who are going to invest in something that saves time or something that gives them hope. So yeah, I've just been thinking what is a good market size and what particular product to build that can be really useful to a good, like, the top 1% bracket of the people who are willing
Yeah,
to
exactly.
pay the price. So yeah, I
Exactly.
appreciate the
Yeah.
advice. Thanks so much.
No, all the best, General. And I hope that your phase of discovery yields to terrific results. I'm very
Yeah,
confident that it
applying
will.
to Y Combinator this year, soon, next year.
Nice.
Hopefully things will work out, and yeah,
Brilliant, man. I love that. Let me know if I can be of any help. But great talking to you, General.
awesome. Thank you.
All the best, man. Bye.
Bye.
General was almost like sage-like, very calm, composed, no exuberance, no highs and lows. Like looking at me, he'd almost be like, why is this guy so happy? Uh, okay. Oops. Start your own podcast. Soon, buddy, soon. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, Atisha. Atisha, sorry, not Atisha. Atisha. Atisha Gupta. Atisha, you going live with me in 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Now. Atisha. Atisha, not Atisha. 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 Sorry, practice kar.
Hi,
Hi, Atisha.
how are you? I
Very
I just
well. How are you?
I didn't have a specific question. I
You,
realized that you
you.
might
That's
if
perfectly
I
fine. Don't worry about it. You look
yeah.
lovely. You
Thank
look
you.
calm. You look composed. All great.
Thanks.
Where are you from?
I am from Delhi originally, but I moved to the US to get my master's in 2016.
Okay.
So
I thought you. I thought you were trying to remember what are you doing your masters in. That would
no,
have been
it's
funny.
done.
Okay.
It's done. I'm working now actually. I'm actually in the middle
Okay.
of my work. So I was just open Instagram. I was just trying to have my breakfast while I was browsing through Instagram. Um,
See,
where
where are you in the US right now? Where are you working?
I work for Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
I'm
And are you
in
in New York
in Utah.
or in Utah? Okay.
Yeah, they
Well,
have a very big presence in Utah. I mean, outside of New York, so it's cheap, so it works
very
out.
nice. And
Uh,
do you like working at Goldman?
yeah, I think I like it. It's very fast. It's very fast paced. It's very it's not your typical 9 to 5 where you're just logged off at 5 and you go to work at next morning at 9. It's not like that. There's constant because it's also global. So your phone is also constantly ringing for people from Asia, from here and there. But I like it. It's nice. It's a great learning curve. What you learn here, or what I've realized is what I've learned here in 6 months, probably somewhere else it would take me 9 months because
Yeah,
of the nature of the job. Here,
that's
which
it.
is great. I mean, and I'm still into like 5 years, 4 years into my career, so it's a great sort of boost, right? I mean, I'm not a 40-year-old person who wants a 9 to 5. I'm fine to put those extra hours right now, so to get ahead.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's nice. It
Very
works out
cool.
fine.
I love it. I love it. Well, now the fact that you are in your work day, I wouldn't bother you. Thank you
Yep.
for just dropping in and have a
Thanks
wonderful
for
day
accepting.
and time at Goldman.
Thank you.
Keep the company and the country safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for accepting. Bye bye.
All
Have a
the
nice
best. Bye bye. I loved how Atisha, like the investment banker, was like cut to cut and breakfast and call and everything. So in like 10 minutes, she covered what normal people like us would take 1.5 hours. Um, oh, Utkarsh is back. Wonderful. I love the thought that you've put behind because Utkarsh is like, hey, it wasn't that I was just asking live questions on Instagram live. We've on BBA and eco honors. I'm confused between choosing BBA and eco honors. My long-term goal is to be an entrepreneur like Elon Musk. Woo. But not in tech, which doesn't make you like Elon Musk. So I thought BBA would, and then your comment got truncated. Okay, here's the advice, Utkarsh. It actually doesn't matter what you study as your undergrad. I studied physics, and I'm an entrepreneur today. I know of a dozen people who went to engineering and have nothing to do with engineering anymore. I know so many people who did nothing in undergrad and have gone to do remarkable things. And I know so many people who did a lot in their undergrad and they would still say it didn't help them any bit. Here's what you should look for when you are an undergrad student. Pick the college where you will be amongst people who constantly challenge you and provoke you to think in the right direction. That's all that it matters. Your class does not matter. Your professors don't matter. Your curriculum does not matter. What matters is, are you spending time with people who are challenging you and making you the best version of who you can be? Because in those 3 to 4, 5 years, if you go in and come out the same person that you were, you wasted your time and you've absolutely floundered the opportunity to become a better version. But if you go in as X and you come out as a completely different individual in a good way, that is what college is all about. It's about spending time with people who are nothing like you to truly understand what are the different facets of the world that you are lacking. It's to not have any sense of entitlement. It's to truly tell yourself you don't deserve to be where you are. You're just lucky to be where you are. So you constantly have to work your ass off to be in a point where you can come close to saying that you deserve to be there. And you don't ever get comfortable with anything that you're doing. You don't ever get comfortable. Nothing is all about coming easy. It's all about putting in that extra work, putting in that extra hour, doing things that scare you, that fear you, that genuinely make you like, oh my God, this is not me. If you're not good at public speaking, you pick up opportunities to speak in public. If you're not good at meeting people that are strangers, you go ahead and do that. If you're not good at sending cold emails or cold calling, you get better at that. If you're not good at sales, you pick up sales internships. If you're not good at marketing or understanding people and their motives, you do internships and projects in that. You do whatever is it that you fear, that you feel challenged by, and that, my friend, is education. BBA, Eco Honors, BA pass kar le bhai, koi farak nahi padega. It genuinely doesn't matter. Look around you and you will find that there's so many people who wasted their undergrad because they just made it comfortable and easy for them. And there's so many people who benefited because they made it worthwhile. And it has nothing to do with the course that they studied. Vaishnavi, this is definitely becoming a video. I'm sure by now you know it already. Okay, let's get the next caller on board. What time is it? Okay. Sorry, I'm not wearing my watch today. All right. Okay, Karan Narang, who has a very interesting username, two wheels and gasoline. So I'm guessing you're a biker. Karan Narang, if you're decent, you're going live with me in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Oh, Karan Narang dropped out because Karan Narang was in a banyan. And Karan Narang was like, I can't be seen by the world in this way. Okay, Karan Narang, you have requested again. I'm giving you one more chance and we'll see how it goes. अब Karan Narang ने biker t-shirt पहन ली. Oh, unable to join. So Karan Narang is clearly not in the right zone. Sorry, Karan Narang. I tried my best, but you know. Okay, Abhishek Sinha, food engineer 28. Very interested to know what that means. You're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Yukti, I haven't decided anything and I'm 18 and not scared, but then I said,
Oh, hello, Ankur.
hello, what's up, food engineer?
Oh, that's great. I've been requesting since the 345, 3, 4 past live streams. I didn't imagine that you'll accept this time too. So
Well,
amazing.
I am glad that we're connected. Where
Uh,
are you from?
I'm from Delhi and
Okay.
I'm graduating this year from my engineering. So I just had one question for you. Like when I'm
Please.
graduating and when I look people around me, when I look people on, social media and LinkedIn, and everyone's posting there, we've achieved this at 22, I'm going to this research internship, etc. So sometimes I feel that, I've been left out. Like I've been at this point, but there are so many people who are ahead of me. And once I think, okay, I want to achieve this too, but when I see people who they are there, currently, I feel that I have not been at their position when they were of their age. So I sometimes feel very left out. So how do you get over this and just it's easy to say that, okay, look at yourself, block that noise out, but no one tells you how to do it. So I just want to know that how do you just make that bet and just just put in that thing and just go on.
No, I love the honesty of the question. It's a very, very good question, and it's a very honest question. Thank you for asking. The question is actually two questions, and let me break the questions for you because that is what will make it clearer. Number one is you see people around you, and they just seem a lot more sorted than you are.
Yeah,
You see people around you and you feel that they are in exactly what they want from life. They know
exactly.
exactly what they should be doing. And you're like, "Yaar, main hi gada hoon, that I don't know anything. Am I the
Yeah.
loser who hasn't figured it out?" And so on. There, let me just give you some sage advice. And this is just coming in from someone who's 39, who's lived life a little more than you have. Everyone is in the same shit as you. Everyone is in the same shit as you. That shouldn't make you feel better about yourself, but do recognize everyone is in the same shit as you. Some people just put up a facade. They just constantly go into the social selling mode, and guess what? It's like riding a tiger. Tiger, you can never get off because you know that the tiger will eat you up. So you have no choice but to remain on that tiger forever. So if there was any moment of, let's say, weakness for them where you're like, hey, you know what? I got this internship in this really cool company, and they just posted it there, despite the fact that within themselves they were feeling like shit. Within themselves, they didn't know whether this was the internship they wanted. Within themselves, they didn't know what they wanted to do in life, but they just wrote it there on social media. They got themselves into a trap because now they're like, oh shit, if I don't write anything more, people will think that that was a fluke. So I got to keep building on it and building on it and building on it. And the next thing they know, they are a victim of their own choices. And that is the first thing which you need to know. Everyone, my friend, is in the same shit as you. They just wouldn't admit it. So in a moment of vulnerability and weakness, if you were hanging out with them and you're like, you know what, how is it that you're so sorted? They'd be like, you know what, I'm just as fucked up as you are. I just put up a facade. Like, that's just what it is. And they will also advise you not to do that. Just live by yourself. But your second question, which is more important, which is, it's very easy for someone on Instagram Live to say, hey, just listen to your own self and don't bother about others
Yeah,
and so on. Because the truth is we are a social animal, and we
exactly.
do have to live in the society where there are these attributions, where these signals work, they are important. How do you really blank it out? And there, at least the mental model that I use is this very favorite and very, very important question that I keep asking myself. And that is, what is the most important thing for me in life right now? What is the most important thing for me in life right now? And let me break this question now because it's an important question. Number one is, what's the most important thing for me? Okay, for me. That's first part. In life, so it encapsulates everything. And
Okay.
then right now, which is it's momentary. It's not what you want from life forever. It's not who you want to become and you want to die with. It's not what you want as your long term. It is what is the most important thing for me in life right now. And it could very well be different things, and it should be different things at different points of time. It could very well be money when you're very young. It could be fame and respect and success when you're in the middle. It could be stability and family and me time when you're old. It could be something else. It's personal choices. Those are things that you decide for yourself, but you have to go in and ask yourself, what is the most important thing for me in life right now? And when you find that out, by the way, this answer is not going to be easy, huh? Because you will have
Hmm.
हजार चीजें
Oh,
which are
exactly.
like, मुझे पैसा
Exactly.
भी चाहिए, fame भी
कि मुझे
चाहिए,
ये भी
work life
चाहिए,
balance
मुझे
भी
वो
चाहिए,
भी चाहिए, सोशल वैलिडेशन भी चाहिए बहुत.
exactly, right? And I can go on and on about how you do that, but let's assume that you get to that point. When you get to this point, it is unbelievable the level of clarity that you get. Because now anything else that is not the most important thing that you want in life right now becomes meaningless. You look at people and you're like, you know what? It isn't important for me. It isn't. Let's say you're going for money. Let's say you're going for money. And a lot of people are ashamed to do that. But you know what? It's an important
Yeah,
choice to make. And
it's
early on,
important. Exactly.
it is important. So let's say, you know what? The most important thing for me in life right now is money. And I have to optimize for money in everything that I do, whether it means saving a lot more and investing a lot more, whether it means getting a good job that pays very well, whether it means doing odd jobs to get some extra income, whether it means doing some side gigs that get me some extra income, whatever the case is. But money is very important for me. When you get that clarity, you will be amazed at how everything else besides money stops affecting you. Like it doesn't matter
Wow.
anymore. People will be like, "Hey, how come you're not dressed very well?" It's like, you know what? Do you even know how much money I'm making? People will like, "Hey, you know what? How is it that you don't hang out with us anymore? And no, you're not that cool guy that who used to be. And no, तू मेरे साथ दारू नहीं पीता या तू party नहीं करता है." And you will like, "Do you know how much money I make?" And then someone will be like, "Hey, how is it that no, you're not spending time with your parents or your girlfriend or anyone else?" It's like, because getting to financial stability is important to me right now, and I will do whatever it takes to get to that point, because I know that if I get to that, it sets me up for different things that I would want from life later on. But that clarity only comes when you know the answer. Because here's the trick, and this is the last thing I will tell you. If you don't know what is the most important thing for you in life right now, then the next best thing is everything.
Wow, this was
And that is the fucked up thing. If you don't know what is the most
exactly.
important thing in life right now, the next best option is not having what is rank 2, rank 3, rank 4. The next best option is मुझे जिंदगी में सब कुछ चाहिए. I want everything. I want money and fame and success and work life balance and a vacation and a great partner and great parents and work life balance and free food and perks and offsite and daru and whatever is it that you want. And that is what you will never get. No one gets
Exactly.
that. Everyone is making choices. Everyone has to make choices. But when we don't make those choices, we want everything, we don't get everything, we become miserable. And that's when we start looking at people who have a little more than we have, and we feel bad about ourselves. Game over.
This was so on point.
I am glad, and I'm glad you asked this question. It's a very important question, and I love the fact that this question is something that you care about deeply to ask, and I'm glad that I was helpful.
Thank you so much, sir. This like helped me a lot. Thank you so much.
Totally, man. You have to tell me what's the deal behind food engineer?
Well, I was when I started my engineering, I was into food blogging. So this was something which I picked on food plus engineer. That was food engineer. So that then just got off.
Wonderful. All the best, man. Take care. Stay
Thank you so
safe.
much, sir.
I'll
Thank you
see
so
you
much,
around.
sir. Thank you so
Take
much.
care. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Are we on time? Yes, we're beyond time. Great. Everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I'm sorry for the little bit of hiccup in the middle, but I am glad. I love the conversations, Vaishnavi. We have videos in almost every conversation, which is great. So until next week, Friday night, 10 p.m., this is Ankur Warikoo signing off. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm making pizza again tomorrow, and I'm going to post on that. I'll I'll see you all next Friday. Until then, take care. Bye bye. God bless.